Hi, I'm Lou Beechy, the creative director here at Heartfelt Creations. Today I'm delighted to show some techniques using our new decorative lace border die. This is a completed layout featuring the new decorative lace border die. I really liked the fact that we added two different layers here along with some of our three-dimensional flowers. So we're first going to go back and show you how to get a three-dimensional border that's this intricate cut out with your die cutting machine. To get started, we're going to take our decorative lace border die, a piece of cardstock, and I'm going to run it through the grand caliber using my C cutting plate and then the paper on top, and then put your die on top with the cutting blade down. And then you're ready to put your A base plate on top. So I'll run this through the grand caliber. When you're running this die through with the grand caliber, I like to run it through a couple times since it is a more intricate die. So I'll place that on my plate and run it through, and once I know that it's been completely run through, I will actually just back this up and run it through twice. Once this comes out, I'll just check it and to see how it looks on the back. Actually, you can see a little bit that I didn't go all the way down. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this into our machine and we're just going to make sure that that's cut. That's a result of having the die too close to this end and I didn't roll it all the way through. So to make that doesn't happen, just bring it up like this and you can very easily feel once that entire die has passed through your machine. So with the grand caliber, you will get this die cut out typically within 1 to 2 passes of the machine, unless you did what I just got finished doing. So just run that through and that'll just completely cut that out. Okay. So you can see on the back, everything is very nicely cut. So I'll just remove this outside part. And you can see on this part of the die, I made some little circles. And that's so that I can see where to use my paper piercer to release the paper from the die. When I do this, the easiest way I found is just take your paper piercer and poke that right in there. That gives you a place that you can grab this on this side, and then you'll just pull this up. And that comes out very nicely. So just one poke with your paper piercer will help you release that. So you'll just continue pulling that all the way up until that is released from your die. So there you've got your piece all cut out. If you have some little pieces sticking in the center, you can go back with your paper piercer and just pop those right out. Now if you have a lot of these pieces stuck in the die, the quickest and easiest way I found to do that is just flip this around and with your paper piercer just pop those out. You don't have to do that until you have done a couple cuts with multiple pieces of cardstock. Once it's not cutting very well, I go back and remove all these pieces and then start over again. Now I'm going to show you how to use the lace border die in your Cuttlebug, and this technique goes for most manual die cutting machines such as the Big Shot and the all Sizzix machines. For the Cuttlebug, you're going to be using the A plate, the C plate, then put your paper with your die on top, and then you're going to put your B plate on top. And we'll run this through your Cuttlebug. And when you're running it through a machine like the Cuttlebug, you're going to definitely have to put it through quite a number of times before that cuts out an intricate die like this, and it's just because it doesn't have as much pressure as a machine like the grand caliber. So I'll just run that back and forth a couple times, and we'll bring this out and just see how that looks, to see if it's all cut out. It's not, you can see right here, right in here, it's not quite cut out yet. So what I do now, I'll just remove this outside part, and I actually rotate my die a little bit. For some reason, when you do this on a manual die cutting machine, it helps get those final detailed areas all cut out. So we just rotated that a little bit, put that into the machine, and we'll just run that through just a couple more times to get that cut out. So definitely with an intricate die, you'll have to be a little bit patient because it's something that's getting a gorgeous cut and it's more detailed. Okay, let's see how this looks. Okay, I think that could use one more pass in there. I think that's cut out, but I'll just put that right back in just to make sure. Okay, that should be good. Yes, you can see at this point everything's very nicely cut out. And once again, when you release this, just mark your die on the top, and then you can use that as a release. Flip it over, just bring your paper piercer in there. That gives you an area you can grab onto, and then you can just pull that off. Now with a Cuttlebug, I noticed that a lot more of the pieces stick in there, so you'll definitely want to go back and just pop those out. And then, like I said, and with the grand caliber, just run it through multiple times until it doesn't cut well, and then go back and pop these pieces out with a paper piercer as well. There are endless possibilities with this lace die. This is how it looks when it's completely cut out. You can use this as a focal point on your layout or card, but I'm going to show you a quick way to dissect this and create 3 unique borders with this. To do that, all you need is a paper trimmer and a pair of scissors. I'll just bring this into my paper trimmer, and we're going to cut this apart right in here to create one border. So with this cut, you have a great, kind of like a lattice border. Then we'll cut this again. And you have this piece, which is a kind of like an eyelet lace border. And then this piece, I will take my scissors and just trim it a little bit. Let me grab my scissors here real quickly. So you'll just go trim this and just kind of round these out a little bit. And you'll just continue doing this until the complete border is cut to your specifications. Just continue doing that until I have a border similar to this. So as you can see, you can get an entire border or just 3 different borders with completely different looks. This layout features the lace border with the complete die used 2 times. Here is the top portion of the lace die, and as you can see, we threaded ribbon through the piece. It's actually this piece from the lace border, which is really cool because that gives you just a completely different option. Now if you wanted to, you could also go back and you could just 3D this border on top of this lace to give it a completely different look and a separate dimension. When we created this layout, we stamped some background words onto the lace border and then lightly distressed it on the bottom with some gray ink. Then we layered another layer of the lowest piece of lace in the brown. For this layout, we also used an arrangement of 3D flowers. These flowers were used using the dahlia flower, the daisy patch dies, the posy patch flower, and the posy patch die. So this is just a great showcase of what you can really use this die for. Another thing is it's like 6 inches long, so you can cut out 2 pieces for a layout like this. There's actually a split right in the center, and you can put those together on a card or a layout, and you'll never really notice that split. Here obviously you can't really see it because it is covered by the flowers, but this is just a great sample of what you can do on your finished project with the lace border die. We will also have more featured on our website with complete written instructions.